this video, I'll explain about modals or the modal auxiliaries. Before that, you should know what is a verb, what is an action verb, and what is an auxiliary verb. Verbs are the words symbolic of some work, action, activity, process, or state, or condition, quality, or possession. And we can divide the verbs into two categories, mainly into two categories on the basis of their role played, and they are action verbs and the auxiliary verbs. Action verbs are the main verbs of the category of words indicating some action, possession, fact of the subject with or without the help of auxiliaries. For example, the farmers sell their fruits. The farmers sell their fruits. There the main verb or the action verb is sell. Then we have the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs. These are the words which in association with main verbs provide a unique sense and identity or a tense to a sentence. For example, the child is playing with his toys. The child is playing with its toys. There we can see two verbs. The main verb is playing and the supporting verb or the helping verb there is. The child is playing. There is the helping verb or the auxiliary verb. It is giving a support to the main verb and it is also showing the tense that it is in present continuous tense. So these are the two categories of verbs on the basis of their role played. And now I will explain about auxiliary verbs in detail. First, we can focus on the primary auxiliaries. Primary auxiliaries are the different forms of the main verb, and they are do forms, be forms, and have forms. When used with other main verbs to complete their meaning are termed as primary auxiliaries. So primary auxiliaries, we are having three forms that are the forms of do, be, and have. While a modal auxiliary or modals are those auxiliary which specify various moods, modes, or context of the main verb they are associated with. So the modal auxiliaries are auxiliary verbs that cannot function as a main verb. Unlike auxiliary verbs, be form, do form, and have form, that they can function as a main verb. See, now we can see the classification of auxiliary verbs. First, we can divide the auxiliary verbs into two, that is primary auxiliary verbs and the modal auxiliary verbs. In primary auxiliary verbs, we are having three forms: do forms, have forms, and be forms. In do form, we have do, does, and did. In have form, we have, has, and had. Then in be form, we have am, is, are, was, and were. So the primary auxiliaries are 11 in number, and now our key factor is the modal auxiliary verbs or the modals. There we have 13 modal auxiliary verbs: can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, out, must, need, dare, and used to. The actual modals are can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, and must. Whereas need, dare, used to, and out to, they are called semi-modals or the marginal auxiliary verb. So these four modals like need, dare, used to, and out to, these are actually the semi-modals and the marginal, or it is also known as the marginal auxiliary verb, but it is also considered under modals itself. So these are the main modals. They are will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could, must. And need, dare, used to, and out to, these are called the semi-modals or the marginal auxiliary verb. Here you can see a simple chart that is showing the functions of almost all the modal verbs. So in order to show the lack of necessity, we can use needin. Or in order to show the need, or in order to show necessity, we can use need. Then for the advice, we are using should and ought to. And for the prohibition or obligation, prohibition means denying something or neglecting something, and obligation means that it is a duty. For that, we are using must and mustn't. Then for the ability, we are using can and could. For the past ability, we are using could. And for the permission, we are using can, could, and may. For the request, we are using again can, could, and will. Okay. Then for the possibility, it might rain, like that. For the possibility, we are using might. And for the logical assumption, logical thoughts, we are using must and can't. And for the offer, we are using shall. And for the suggestion, we have to use can, could, and shall. Now we can see in detail the role of every model. So the model shall and will, they are used in order to show the intention. Okay. Then we have, in order to show the probability, we have could, may, ought to, and might. Probability means chance. In order to show the chance, we are using could, may, ought to, and might. Then in order to show the permission, in order to ask the permission, we have to use can, may, have to, or shall. Then for the ability, we can use can and could. Can is for the present and could is for the past. Then instructions, we have to use should. Then for the willingness, we have to use will. And for the prediction, we are just predicting the future. There also we are using will. And for the future time, we are using will and shall. And for the wish, may. Obviously, we are using may. Then advice, we are using should and ought to. And for the request or offer, we are using could, might, may, can, and should. Then for the assumption, we are just assuming. Okay. There we are using must. Assumption means compulsory thing, or for the 100% sure things. There we are using must. Then for the natural propensity, we are using will. And for the promise or for the threats, we are using will and shall. Then for the possibility, we have to use can or may. And for the suggestion, we have to use shall or could. And for the obligation or compulsion or insistence, we have to use must, need to, have to, will, and shall. So these are the types of models, and these are the places where we have to use them. So I hope you understood up to this, and in the next video I will explain models with the help of some exercises so that it will be much better for you. So always be happy and healthy, and thank you for watching the video.